make banana cream pie. I've already made the crust. Now I've got to work on the filling. And our first step is to scald our milk. Scalding milk takes about 20 to 30 minutes. So I have 3 cups of whole milk. I'm going to pour into my saucepan. And then I'm going to turn the stove on and low. It's about a 2. And this is going to take a while. It's a low and slow heat so that we can add it in and create our custard. Our scalding milk will be done very, very shortly. So in the meantime, I'm going to take 2/3 cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and put it in this saucepan. And the milk, if you look, can you get a close up of the milk? It's got tiny bubbles all around the sides, and that film starts to form over the top. That milk is scalded. So now we are going to add this to our sugar mixture. Stir. And then we're going to heat this up until it gets thick. Now the cornstarch is going to thicken it up pretty quickly, but we're going to put it on a medium heat for about 5 minutes. It'll get nice and thick, and then we'll add it to our egg yolks. So our milk mixture on the stove has thickened up. What we're going to do is take a little bit of it and pour it into, we have 3 egg yolks sitting over here, and this is to temper the yolks. If you add the hot liquid too quickly, you're going to have scrambled eggs in the middle of your custard, and that's not what we want. So we're going to add those back in now that we have tempered those egg yolks. Stir, and we're going to let this cook for another minute to minute and a half on very low, just to make sure those egg yolks are cooked. And while we do that, we are going to slice bananas to put in the bottom of our pie. So while our cream filling for our banana pudding continues to cook, I'm going to just slice up some bananas. I already cut off the brown parts because nobody wants brown banana in their pie. That's gross. And I'm just going to line them on the bottom of my pre-baked pie shell that has also been chilled so that it's cold. So I have 2 bananas, but it looks like we're going to need 3 just to get that strong banana flavor. By the time I'm done here, our custard should be ready. I can bring it back over here from the stove, and we will add our vanilla and butter. So once our pastry cream or our cream filling is thick enough and cooked enough, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter and 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. Do not let my children see that I threw any part of a banana away. Elijah has been eyeing the bananas for 2 days, trying to get another banana. Alright, so bananas are ready. Now we're going to go get our cream. So our pastry, or our cream has thickened up nicely. Now to smooth it out, I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of butter and melt it in there. And then to give it a little more flavor, I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. Once the butter has melted and we've smoothed out our cream, we're going to just pour it over the bananas, and then we're going to put this in the refrigerator. Actually, I'm going to cover it first. Then we're going to put it in the refrigerator until tomorrow when we can add whipped cream to it, before we take it to our party. So the whole reason I'm making a banana cream pie is my brother-in-law, who will tell you all the time that I am making him fat because I bake too much. And yet every time I see him, he wants me to bake him something else. Alright, so no pieces of butter, smooth pastry cream. So now we are going to take our pie plate and we're going to pour the cream right over the top. And yes, it's hot. So our cream filling has been spread out over our bananas. Now we're going to take cooking spray onto a piece of parchment paper. And then I'm going to stick it right on the top. This is going to prevent the top of the pie from getting that film, that weird film that comes on when you cool down custard without a lid. So we'll take this off tomorrow and then we'll add some whipped cream. So our banana cream pie has been in the refrigerator overnight so that it could cool down. And see, no weird film on the top because of that parchment paper. So I'm going to take homemade vanilla whipped cream, which I made just now. I've made it on an earlier episode, so you can watch that to find out how it's made. I have a 1M star tip that I'm using, and I'm just going to pipe stars all over the pie just to make kind of a pretty decoration. And there you are, banana cream pie.